Turn on the lights because the Danbury Westerners are playing tonight. They'll be swinging their bats and they'll be hitting home runs. It's a night of excitement and family fun.
Welcome, sports fans, to another edition of Westerners Roundup.
Hello, welcome to another edition of Danbury Westerners Roundup for the 2013 season. I'm your host, Bob Brott Jr. The Westerners are going to be off to a flying start, and I know that my guest tonight can give us some information on what has been going on with the Westerners. The chair for the Breakfast Committee this year, Kay Schreiber. Kay, welcome to
Well,
Westerner.
thanks, Bob. I'm so excited to be here. I can't believe it's our 19th season. We've come a long way in 19 years. We sure have.
The Westerners have started, 1994?
Yes, yep. And here we are. Going to be on our 20th next year. We're going to have big celebrations then, but we'll talk about that next year.
How long have you been on the board?
I've been on the board probably 17 of the 19 years.
Yeah. That's a long time.
It's a long time, yep. Seen a lot of players come and go, a lot of volunteers on the board come and go, and it's really fun though.
Right.
It's a great organization. The Westerners are a nonprofit organization.
Yeah.
We're all volunteers, nobody gets paid, and we work really hard 12 months a year to make this all happen.
Yeah, because a lot of people think that just because the Westerners play just two months out of the season, that's all it.
Yeah, they think that that's all it is, but frankly, in order to raise the money and in order to raise awareness and in order to do all that has to be done, it takes us 12 months a year.
Yeah, it starts right after the day after the playoffs start, right to next season, right?
Right, and we're always, working on potential new fundraisers and new events and new ideas. This year at our Chili Winter Warm-Up, we included a 5K race called the Chili.
Yes, that was an interesting day, especially since we had a big snowstorm the night before.
The snowstorm the night before, but we still had almost 100 runners that morning, and thank goodness the city of Danbury had cleaned the streets well, and the people were able to run and complete the race, and it was really successful. And so we'll be doing that 5K again next February. So that's kind of one of our winter fundraisers and winter events. And now upcoming is our 19th annual Celebrity Breakfast. Yes, so we're excited.
And this year we have former Met and current SNY color commentator, Ron Darling.
Yeah, it's exciting. Obviously, we have not only Yankee fans here locally, but we have a lot of Mets fans. And so we're hopefully going to appeal to the Mets audience this year. And
like in past years, we've had Yankee fans. Last year, you had Boughton from Ball 4.
Yes, he was excellent as well. I mean, I've loved all of the speakers we've had. I love Tommy John, and who else have we had over the years? Bobby Valentine, absolutely. He was funny.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys. Oh, Joe Pepitone one year.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we've had some good ones.
And the Stick himself.
The Stick himself. Yep. John Sterling from FAN Radio.
Yep.
So we've had some really good speakers.
And they're good. And the breakfast lasts about over an hour?
That's an hour and a half. We start at 7:30. We try to be done by 9.
Right.
But sometimes if the speaker goes a little longer than anticipated, and people are generally enjoying it, so they stay. And then, of course, we always give so many raffle prizes away that takes us a long time to award all the raffle prizes. Including Mets tickets, Yankee tickets, Bluefish tickets, the Renegade tickets. We try to get as many tickets among gift certificates and all kinds of other things.
Autograph items.
Autographed memorabilia. Yes, exactly. We have a lot of good prizes every year.
Now, what's some of the things that the Westerners have done in the past, as far as like from the community aspect?
Well, during every game, for example, we try to honor a nonprofit organization, and we actually share the till, so to speak, that night with that nonprofit. The nonprofit comes; they're allowed to talk about their organization. They're allowed to do first pitch. You know, we do always, every night there's a little ceremony with first pitch, because we're always trying to honor different organizations within the community, and not just sports related.
Right.
Or, it can be almost anything.
I know this year you guys are going to do something for Sandy Hook.
Sandy Hook is going to be remembered this year for sure. As a matter of fact, aren't the players having something on their uniforms or their hats
their
this year?
hats this year, I
think they're having the green ribbon on their hats. So, yes.
And that's going to be, I think that's going to be the opening night, right? On the 7th?
Yes, I think so. Yep, absolutely.
Now, I think the 5th they're having a exhibition game at the park.
Yes. Is that with the old timers?
Yeah, for the Housatonic All-Stars, I think it is.
The Housatonic All-Stars. All right, that sounds. Yeah, every year we try to do that. Well, because the players are coming in that first week in June, so they'll have been there a day or so for that exhibition game, and then the morning of the breakfast.
Right.
This year we're going to introduce the players in a different way. We're going to bring them up to the front of the room, and we're going to, do it a little more fanfare, I think. And also, we're going to have some of our players circulating through the room, and we're hoping, right now, we're expecting between 400 and 500 people.
Right.
And we're still working on that. So we'll be at the Amber Room on June 7th, 7:30 a.m. Be there. It's $30 per person or $300 for a table. Oh, we're not allowed to talk that. Oops. Sorry.
That's okay. It's not commercial TV. So.
It's not commercial. No, we're a nonprofit.
Okay,
But I'm sorry, I didn't realize that.
That's okay. But now, the Westerners players, they do come from all over the United States, right?
Oh, that is one of the greatest things about the team, because before the end of the season, they truly are a team, but they can come from Nebraska, Oklahoma, Louisiana, North Carolina, Georgia. They're from literally all over the country. And we have host families. We're still in need of host families this year.
And we have some information it's JS Pitzer at msn.com for host family info.
Yes, and the host families enjoy it because, especially if they have some youngsters in the house, they can really look up to these.
Yeah, they can relate to especially if they play baseball. And
exactly, they can relate to these kids because they're just
basically,
kids too.
Yeah, they're only in what? They're probably from 18 to 20, maybe 21?
Yeah, yes, because they're still college students. They're still collegiate students. That's why we're part of the New England Collegiate Baseball League.
Yeah.
And, they're very talented players. They are pro prospect players.
Yeah.
And our coaching staff and our general manager, John Pitzer, who is new this year.
Yes,
it's exciting. John is coming on board with us. And they really work, again, all winter, recruiting, drafting, working on it, trying to find the right mix of players to come to Danbury every year.
Now, the coach for the Danbury Westerners is Jamie Shevchik.
Jamie Shevchik from Keystone in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and he's been to the championship games a couple of times with his team.
Yes, with his team at his college. And this past year, we did very well again.
Yeah.
Well, 2 years in a row, we did very well in the Western Division.
Yes, Western Division champions.
Yes. And now, one of these days, we're going to bring the big trophy home.
I mean, it was a good games last year against Newport.
Yes.
And Newport was, they're a tough team.
They are creme de la creme, as is Keene. Keene, New Hampshire has always got a good team. Always. Since the beginning of the league, Keene has been a contender.
And there's been over the years, teams have come and gone.
Right. But the Westerners are
still here.
We're still here. We're the oldest team in the league, and we should be proud of that here because, frankly, it takes
a lot.
gargantuan effort, which people don't understand
Right.
how much money it takes just to pay for buses
Oh,
to
yes.
get these kids to all the New England states.
Yeah.
We play now. We were playing a different number of games this year because we
Yes.
have some new teams in the
yeah,
league.
three new teams this year.
3 new teams.
So it's up to 13 now.
Up to
That's
13.
a lot of teams.
That's a lot of teams.
And a lot of running around.
A lot of bus time
Yeah.
for these kids, and frankly, it's really great experience for the kid. I call them kids, the players,
Right.
because they learn whether or not this minor league baseball thing, which is very similar because
Right, I
the
mean-
minor leaguers are on the road
Right.
all the time too. They don't get the corporate jets like
Right, of
the
course.
Yankees do, you know,
Or the Mets or the Red
Mets,
Sox.
right? So it kind of teaches them, okay, is this something I really want to pursue?
Right.
Do I want to continue pursuing baseball?
Yes. I mean, baseball is the national pastime, so I mean, and been around for over 100 and some years. So.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
So it's it's really it's a great and I mean the kids, I mean I've seen over the years the kids come and they enjoy themselves, they and they get to meet meet different friends, and
I think it's an experience. It's a learning experience for them, not only with the baseball, because
Right.
we have excellent coaching,
Right.
Including Sean Fesh,
Fesh,
who's our local guy here
from Bethel. And Sean played 17 years in the
yes,
minors.
in the minors. So Sean brings a lot of experience with him, and I know that the players really look up to
them,
that.
yeah.
And so they get excellent coaching.
Right.
They play against top-rate players because,
Right.
again, keep in mind, these are pro prospects. They're all good.
Right.
And so it's a matter of, that we have scouts who come and look at our games. They're constantly evaluating the talent as well. So come on down to Rogers Park this summer.
Yeah. I mean the games all the games start at 6:30.
Yes, which is a good time because it's not too late.
Right.
Families can still
Still
bring their
get
kids. And
I mean, it's a lot cheaper going to a Western game than going to Yankee Stadium or
any other minor league
league
sport. Yeah, so it's true. It's just a great family experience. And
what's some of the things that you yourself, as far as other than the Westerners, what's the other type of sports you like?
I'm a collegiate fan. I love collegiate football and basketball specifically.
Any particular school?
A leading question. Yes, I'm a Syracuse University Orange fan.
Oh, didn't they go someplace this year?
Yes, we went to the Final Four. It was so exciting and so unexpected. It was really fun because of that unexpectedness. So.
But they were. It was a really good season for them.
Mm-hmm. It really was. Unfortunately, Michael Carter-Williams is going pro, and I think it's a year too early. But the players today think
Right.
that they're all the best hot shots out there.
This is true.
It doesn't always work that way.
This is true. I mean, you never know how. Do you stay and go for your senior year and finish college, or do you go right into the pros?
Yeah, and a lot of them. We've lost a couple of point guards of late, leaving early. Last year, of course, Scoop Jardine did stay for his senior season, but the year before that, it was Johnny Flynn, and Johnny
Yes.
Flynn chose to go pro, and he really hasn't made it above the D League,
Right.
So sometimes they don't make quite the right decisions, but I'm excited because our forward CJ Fair has decided to stay for his
Yeah.
senior season, so I'm real happy with that. So hopefully, with the new recruits, whom Boeheim always gets good ones.
But unfortunately, Syracuse won't be in the in
In the Big East,
no more.
No, it's down to the ACC. Yuck, but.
But then again, no longer will there be anything in the ACC. I mean, everything will be changed. So
Everything will be changed. I think they're keeping the name the Big East, but it's not going to be the same at all.
Right. I mean, I know. Big UConn fan is just.
It's really sad because the Big East to me, was a brilliant idea by
Right.
Dave Gavitt in the
Right.
beginning. And frankly, it's sad that it's gone asunder because we had the best league in the country.
Yeah.
And we really had some great, I mean, as much as a Syracuse fan doesn't
Right.
like Georgetown, but
Right.
Georgetown in the last few years, UConn became an amazing
Yep. Yes.
rival.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh was always good.
Right.
Marquette, DePaul. I mean, all of these schools are
Right.
really, really good
Yep.
schools.
I know.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't
This
want to
is-
play Duke. I really don't want to play Duke every year.
I don't think anybody wants to play Duke, right? Hey, Scott, right? Who would want to play?
Who wants to play Duke
Yeah.
every year 3 or 4 times? No, thank you.
I want to mention, for who's doing our cameras tonight is Scott Lewis, who is the host of Sports Buzz, A Fanatical View, who I also help co-host on Thursdays at 6 p.m. and we re-air Fridays at 1 p.m. Our director is Mike Toohey from Expose Cinema, who is on Fridays at 9 and Wednesdays at 1. And also thanks to Candy Roswell, who's helping us in the control room tonight. But the one person I got to thank a lot is Mr. Dave King, who, without Dave's help, we would not have a theme for this, our theme music, or the Westerners are the only team in the NECBL to have their own theme song.
How about that?
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah,
You know?
well, thank you, Dave. Yeah,
Yes.
he's really talented.
Oh, yes.
We invite him every year to our chili event, and
Right.
he usually plays for us.
And I believe he says he will be there opening night to play for us.
Oh, great!
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
That's good news. I love
Yeah.
it.
And I've been to some of Dave's have been at some of the stuff that we do for the Southern New York Racing Association. Matter of fact, he wrote 2 songs. He's written a song for the race arena, which now we are the only one that has one for that, and he also wrote one for the Danbury Fair as
Oh,
well.
great!
So he's really been a talented. He's great talent. And we're really lucky to have him for.
Speaking of opening night, you just mentioned
Yes.
opening night. The breakfast is June 7th, but opening night is also June 7th.
7th, yes.
So it kind of is a big day.
Yeah. So there'll be a lot of things going on probably that night as well, right?
Yes. We always, as I said, honor somebody, and we have folks coming in. And are we honoring Newtown that night?
Yes.
Yes, we're honoring.
And then the next day, the 8th, I believe you got the clinic in the morning.
Oh yes, we do a free children's clinic every year, and please call Bob or even email or look on the website of the
for
Westerners,
DanburyWesterners.com.
because that's a really good event we
Yeah.
run.
I mean, on an average, you probably get a couple hundred kids come down.
Absolutely, and they get T-shirts and pizza and,
Right.
and
They get
instruction,
autographs
autographs. They have a great time, and then of course they're invited to the game that night as well.
Now, each year, I know as being with the fire department, the volunteer fire department, we do a night, and we're doing our night actually Saturday night, the 8th.
Oh, good.
So
the firemen will be out.
Yeah, so all you guys from the volunteer firemen, please come out that night.
Yes.
You know, we'd love to see guys come out with the trucks and everything.
And come and picnic. Bring
Yes,
a picnic and.
And I belong to Mill Plain Independent Hose Company 12, and that night we're going to be donating 100 red and pink fire hats
Oh, great.
to give out to the first 100 kids.
Oh, that's a good idea. I love it
You know?
because the kids love coming and they
Yeah.
look up to our players.
Yes.
They really do, and it's.
And I know we have I think you have 27, I think is the current count
I think so. Yeah.
coming
Yep.
this year. Mm-hmm. And we have a lot of local players as well.
We do. I've heard there's
Richfield, and Brewster, one from Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
And I think we have a few returning players from past years as
past
well.
Years. Yeah, we have some returnees. 3 kids from Marist, which
Right.
is just over Poughkeepsie Way.
Right.
So, there is some local
Right.
flavor. we always try
Right.
to bring in some talent locally. We can't always do it because the competition level is so high that you really have, it's hard to find those
Right.
special players. But
Getting back to the breakfast,
yes, sir.
I know there's an award that you
Yes.
give out
We
each
instituted
year.
this award a few years ago, Michael Tweezer Series.
Yes, I know Tweezer very well.
Tweezer was our master of ceremonies
Yes.
for many, many years, and the last few years, I think his health has gone down a little bit, and he hasn't been able. But we decided to name an award in his honor, and of
Right.
course, Tweezer himself got the first award.
Right.
And last year, one of our former mayors, Jean Eriquez, got the award.
And Charlie Coakley from
Charlie-
Youth Baseball.
Charlie Coakley, Rich Reimold, and he was one of actually he was the first president of the Westerners, Rich Reimold. And Mary Ann Freed, whose husband Ed was the publisher of the News Times, and
Right.
she and Ed for years cooked
Right.
the hot dogs themselves every
Right.
game. So Mary Ann got an award. And I can't remember, there might be one or two. Oh, Bart Pasterna himself, because Bart is now our
Master of Ceremonies.
Master of Ceremonies, and he's done some radio broadcasting for us,
Right.
and so Bart's a big fan.
So we got any hints on?
I can't tell. It's still a secret.
Yeah.
We're awarding 2 awards again this year, and we're pretty happy with our choices, and we'll announce those a little bit later.
Later
But
on?
yeah, we haven't even told the winners yet.
So it should be a very interesting.
Yes, we're kind of holding it back as long as we possibly can.
Now I know some of the nights are like the Jimmy Fund, the Exchange Club.
The Exchange Club at Danbury does get involved.
They usually do it around Flag Day?
Around Flag Day, because
Yeah,
one of the things they do is give
Flags
flags to
out,
kids.
especially during the parade. Oh, that's another thing. The Westerners will be does the
Memorial Day Parade coming up, yeah. And the other thing the Westerners do that probably nobody really knows is we actually do go into some of the schools and help with reading.
Right. Oh, the ERA program?
The ERA program. So we go into some libraries regionally, we go into some of the elementary schools, and again, we're just presenting a face to the public and to the kids and having them look up to our players.
Now, during the season, there's also camps, right?
Yes, we have camps. I think they're in the month of July, if I'm not mistaken. And I think we have to check the website for that too, because I can't remember a date off the top of my head. I should have looked that up.
So information, you can go to danburywesterners.com find out more on that.
Right, absolutely. And there should be a phone number to call, and if worst comes to worst, call the phone number.
Yeah. Now, John Pitzer, he's our new GM, right?
He's a new GM, and we're excited about that.
And he took over for Terry Whalen, right?
For Terry Whalen, yes.
And Terry was how many? A long
7 or 8 years, I think Terry was GM, and it's a full-time, virtually a full-time job. It's certainly a 12-month job.
Yeah, because you have to. I mean, he does stuff with Jamie to figure out exactly who's coming.
Who's coming, and the contracts have to go out, and and there has to be communication with not only the player but their family, their college coaches.
Right.
There's a lot of back and forth communication. It just doesn't happen overnight.
Right. It's a lot of red tape, I guess you could say, or
yeah, it has to be done properly.
Right.
And not only according to the NECBL rules, but the rules of the NCAA and the rules of Major League Baseball.
Right. So you have a lot to
there's
a lot to cover.
A lot to cover with following all the rules.
Yeah. What do you think we'll have as far as a run this year?
I think we're going to be pretty good. I'm excited. I'm hoping we make the playoffs, and I would love to see us go all the way. I really would. We deserve it.
I mean, it'd be great to get a championship. I mean, the Whalers just got one after
hey, it's our
3
turn,
years.
isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, after 19 years, I would imagine it would be nice to see us have a championship.
We have come close now. I think at least 3 or 4 times we've come close. In fact, gosh, way back when, probably 1997 or 1999, somewhere in there, we lost to the Middletown Giants, who don't exist anymore. Right. And Torrington had a team, they don't exist. New Britain had a team, they don't exist.
Yeah.
So when I say that hanging in here for 19 years has been a gargantuan effort, I'm not kidding, because those towns, was at some of those ballparks, and the towns did support the team.
Right.
So it wasn't that there wasn't some local support.
I mean, even at one time, Muzzy Field had a team.
Right.
Back in the day.
And
I've been to Muzzy Field, and that ballpark is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like 410 feet dead center. So, and of course, that's where believe baseball actually started. Is that right or not, Scott? Well, you were being a Red Sox fan.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, I missed it.
Well, speaking as a Yankee fan, what can I say?
Well, I'm a Mets fan, so that's another story.
That's a whole different story. But no, it's
my Mets have had some interesting so far this year.
Yeah, ups and downs.
Downs.
Yeah.
More heading downward than upward, you know. But
well, hopefully Ron Darling will make your day.
yeah, I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will make I mean, I met Ron back in 1987 here in Danbury.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
what was he doing?
He was at the mall.
Oh, wow, signing autographs?
Yeah.
I saw Bucky Dent there one
Yes.
time. Was Bucky there that same day?
Yep.
Yeah, because I remember that. Yeah.
Well, I guess time has gone by very quickly, and we're down to less than a minute to go here. So, Kay, I want to thank you for being on.
Thanks for having me, Bob, and I'm really excited about the upcoming season and the breakfast.
Yeah, please, everybody, if you would like to come out, please come out to the Western Games. Please come out please come to the breakfast, and we want to have as many people to come out as possible. You know,
Yep.
it's a great.
People
night.
love our breakfast. Really, they do. I mean, I think it's one of the best. You know, there's this fundraising circle of all these breakfasts, but ours is one of the better ones.
Right. I mean, okay, I guess it's time to say goodbye. So we'll see you again next time here on Danbury Westerners Roundup 2013. Take care.